Small business war stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes. Hey, lovers of small businesses and good stories in general. Welcome to episode 80 of Small Business War Stories. And today I sat down with Joshua Gebreyes of Tibeb Leatherworks. But this is an interview unlike any other we've ever done before. First of all, Joshua is very young, and he is here in the U.S. in New Mexico as an exchange student from Ethiopia. And he is a very enterprising, very smart, very engaging, very inspiring guy that is basically taking all these fabric patterns and leatherwork techniques from his home country and making these goods that he is then selling here. So he is, really imaginative, really cool, a lot of good energy. We sat down in the shop of Aaron Boyd from Tibeb Leatherworks, who has been a guest in the past here, and he's mentoring him. And it was really cool to get a completely different perspective on what it's like to, try to start a small business in a completely different context. This episode is part of the Soul of America tour, and as such, it is brought to you by FreshBooks. And FreshBooks is a bookkeeping software for small businesses. And it enables you to basically keep track of all the things that you need to keep track of so you can focus on the things that you really love doing about your business. So all the things about invoicing, billing, keeping track of your taxes and everything. You can save a ton of hours and really focus on what you need to do. So if you go to freshbooks.com/war stories and enter small business war stories as the way you found out about them, then everybody's happy. We're happy. They're happy. Everybody's happy. And like every episode of Small Business War Stories, this one is brought to you by Proven. Proven.com. Proven is a company I started, and it is a small business hiring tool. And we have a tremendous tool that can help small businesses. We have thousands of small businesses nationwide that use us. Go check it out, proven.com. Go sign up right now. If you need help organizing your hiring process, you will not regret it. Proven.com. Check it out. And we also have a great blog. Go to blog.proven.com. We have lots of resources, including this podcast, that'll help you run your small business better. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode, Small Business War Stories number 80, with Joshua Gebreyes of Tibeb Leatherworks, which is really done in Santa Fe, New Mexico, but he's all the way from Ethiopia. So somewhere between those two. And we are live here in beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico. Yeah. And this morning or afternoon, like right at the edge, I have the honor of sitting down here with Joshua Gebreyes of Tibeb Leatherworks. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
So I met you through our mutual friend, Aaron Boyd, who is from Tibeb Leatherworks. Yeah. And he told me about you, and he said, I had to meet you. Yeah. And you are originally from Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Okay. And you are an architecture student?
I'm an architecture student. I'm currently doing an internship in Santa Fe for 4 months till January 31st.
Okay, cool. But not only are you doing an architecture internship, you are also doing some beautiful, beautiful leather-bound journals and wallets, right?
Yeah.
And it's, I'll let you describe it, but what's unique about them is that you have a couple things. One of them is you use Ethiopian fabrics and prints together with the leather.
Exactly.
And you also made your own laser etching machine?
Yeah, we did. We assembled our own leather engraving machine. And mostly, before we had that, we used to do everything with hand. We used to do our journals, our templates, all in hand, and we just assembled recently.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So tell me, how did this get started? I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful, leather-made works, and they have a very unique look and flavor because of the Ethiopian prints. How did this get started?
Okay, so 4 months back, I'm an architecture student, and me and a couple of my friends, 4 of my friends and my older brother, we decided we used to make some for ourselves since we decided to to bring it out to public, I guess. And one of the things that interests us is even as architects, we love design, right? And we wanted to use those principles, I guess, into designing something that's beautiful, aesthetically pleasant, and using the Ethiopian fabric to introduce our culture, to bring it out. And we're the first ones to do this, so we just started.
Very cool, very cool. So you started only about 4 months ago.
4 months.
How many journals have you made already?
Let's see. We've made around 100 journals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you usually sell them? How do you find your customers?
So mostly our customers are tourists that come to Ethiopia, and also our friends and family and architectural firms.
Yeah.
So we make journals for offices when they order, when they want some for meetings and all. So
okay, cool. And tell me a little bit more about what was the design process for this? So did you have different prototypes? How did you get started with this?
Yeah. Okay. So I do have a picture of some of them. The first ones we did.
Yeah. And how are they different from these?
We made everything with hand. We did not have a leather engraver, so we were not as accurate at first. And then we just engrave, and then we cut everything with hand. Let's see. But those are the designs that guided us to do. So we had one sketchbook.
Yep.
That we called Frankenstein series.
Yeah.
So we kind of tear the leather up and we stitch it together.
Okay.
And so that one right there.
Okay. So are you selling these? Oh, very cool. Are you selling these mostly in Ethiopia or here as well? Because you have a bunch of them here, right?
Yeah. So I brought some with me here because I really wanted it would be nice to bring them to the US, and to introduce Ethiopian culture, because even the patterns that we use, the textile, they're hand woven. So there are weavers that do them locally, and it takes a lot of time, but it's very amazing to watch. And so to introduce those fabrics, these are normally we use them in clothes, in traditional clothes, but to introduce them in this way to the world, that inspires us as well. And that's why we want to be part of the US as well.
Okay, very interesting. So what is it about? So there's something I'm getting a sense for the attention to detail and the tradition of Ethiopian culture. Yeah. What about Ethiopian culture do you want to communicate with this work?
Okay. So one of the things that when we were trying to come up with the name for our company, it was between Brana and Tibeb. So Brana is like an old method that the Ethiopians used to write. So they used to dry leather or skin, and then they would have their literature written down on there. So, but we found out that name was taken, and the other name is Tibeb. So Tibeb means the name given for the traditional like textile patterns that we use, and also it means wisdom. So we wanted we really give care about the smallest details that we put into the work. So we wanted to incorporate that together, and so we decided we will go with Tibeb. So
okay.
Yeah, introducing the name as well.
And these are made by crafts people in Ethiopia?
Yeah, the the textile is made with,
What about the leather?
The leather we buy also from local and Ethiopia is known for, it's the first in Africa for its cattle population. So we're known for leather as well. But, and we're trying, and this is one of the ways we want to introduce Ethiopian leather to the world.
Okay, so these are Ethiopian leathers.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Now, are you currently selling in the US, or do you plan to sell in the US in the future? How do you want to do that?
So I'm actually going to start selling them next week in Albuquerque.
Okay.
At Spurline Shop.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do a pop-up there, and me and my friends, we are trying to find a way to ship them here.
Okay.
And
Yeah, this is going to air in 2018, so you got a few months to figure that out.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. So yeah, but we're trying to figure out how we ship them here, and so that's we're currently going to sell at Spurline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And then are you guys you guys are just starting out. Do you have a social media presence, or what other ways are you using to spread your message?
So we're going to open up a website soon, and then also we're opening up our social media soon. At first, we just wanted to make sure we had a good product that everyone likes and kind of relates with.
Yeah.
And so we did not go out at first with the first products that we had. So we wanted to grow in it, understand the industry, and be able to, when we come out to this to the public, I guess we wanted to make sure we had good stuff, and yeah.
Wow.
So we're coming out soon.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And are you going to be could you, I don't know enough about this, but could you run this from Ethiopia and then sell to the world from Ethiopia using social media and things like that?
Yeah, social media and contacts, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram as well.
So do you guys have a page on Instagram?
We did create a page.
Okay.
But we haven't uploaded stuff yet. So
okay.
Soon.
But what is it? What's it going to be? What's it called?
Tibeb Leatherworks.
Tibeb Leatherworks.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put that in the show notes.
Okay.
And when this airs, it'll be
I'll
full
send
of
you
things. Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. So last night we were talking a little bit about you had some social mission behind this, right?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. So my mom has a charity organization back in Ethiopia. So it started 10 years back. It started with 40 kids. And now we have more than 380 students currently at the school, and they get free education, free lunch. And these kids are poor of the poorest. They've either lost one or both of their parents, and to HIV or different kind of situations, and so their parents, some of the kids' parents or guardians, they don't work, and they don't have the opportunity to work. And what we're trying to do is we want to hire the parents, and we want to train them into teaching them how to bind the sketchbook or the journals, and then also teach them how they can prepare the leathers. And so it would create job opportunities for them, and they can earn more, and they can support their families, because they don't have any other way of income except through the school. And so that's one of the missions that drives us every day. And when we started, that's one of the things that we talked. We said we wanted to start. We know we have good stuff, but we said one of the things that drives us has to be we have to change like our near environment and make it a better place. So that's one of the things that we do. The other thing that we do is we work with homeless kids. So we so far in this 4 months, we've worked with one of my friends called Brhanu. He used to be on the streets for more than 8 years, and so what we did is we rented a house for him, and we counsel him. We're really close friends now, and we helped him start work and savings. So we bought him mattress and carpet and all the basic stuff. And so that inspires us. We know that people love our products, but we want to give back in a way. And so these are some of the things that inspire us, and that makes us passionate about what we do.
Very cool. Very cool. So your longer term vision is to continue to design and make these products and helping employ and train some of the people from this program, right?
Yeah.
So where do you want to be in 5-10 years?
In 5-10 years. Let's see.
Is this something that so by the way, you're doing an architecture internship here. How does this dovetail in your life? So your life, you have your architecture, and you're an architecture student that's doing an internship here, right? So, and then how does this project come into your life, and how are you going to take this forward? Okay.
So for me, architecture, it's one of the reasons I joined architecture is I love painting, I love art, photography, and this is one of the things I picked up because of architecture. And so I don't see it like in practicing architecture and pursuing this in a different way. So in few years, in 5 years, I want Tibeb Leatherworks to grow and to have more than 50 of the parents employed.
Yeah.
And and each sketchbook will have its own more story, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the love that goes into each has a story of the people making it. And so
yeah. Do you attach that story to the product? Meaning, do you have, like, when somebody buys one of these?
Yeah.
So you brought 100, you said?
No, I brought 30.
30, okay.
This time.
And you're going to be selling them at your pop-up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll buy one before I leave.
Okay.
But no, I'll definitely buy one. What's the do you have, like, maybe the story of, because it's really powerful what you're telling me about using a creative outlet that has a tie to tradition to basically make a better world.
Yeah.
So that's a really powerful story. Is that something that you include in there that the people know, or like if you would have to ask the right questions to find out?
That's one of the things that we're working on. Since it's been 4 months, we've not figured out everything yet. But what we're trying to do is to be able to have the stories incorporated in the sketchbooks, and have the stories come with them. And so it would be special for the only person that buys that.
Okay. Interesting. But even just like a detachable piece of paper that shows, like, okay, this is the story of how this was made.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll work on that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good idea.
Love it.
Okay.
Very cool. So you currently make sketchbooks and wallets, right?
Yeah, we make wallets, we make bracelets as well.
Okay.
And phone covers.
Yeah, I see we both have the same bracelet from Aaron. His amazing Flint bracelet.
Yeah.
So what else are you gonna make? Are you gonna add other things to this?
Let's see. So one of the other things we just tried this back home is we tried to engrave like wedding pictures on Ethiopian leather. And then we also make Bible covers or different book covers with leather. So it makes it look very nice and classy, and so those are some of the things that we're doing. And also we plan to do jewelries.
Okay.
We have lots of leftovers from what we do from the sketchbooks, the journals, the wallets.
Yeah.
And so what we want to, and that's also where the parents come in.
Okay.
It's very simple for them to do the jewelries, like necklaces and stuff, and so those are some of the things that we want to do. We don't want nothing to go to waste.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
And is your laser engraving the leather, like the one you assembled, is that here or is that in Ethiopia?
It's back in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I was looking here. I had a journal that was customized for somebody. So you guys did that by hand?
No, with the laser engraver back. Yeah.
Okay, so, because you knew you were gonna come work here.
Yeah, and that was a gift for my boss.
Okay. That's the one I'm looking at right here. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you have a few different designs. So I'm looking at one over there that you have that has a rubber band around it, kind of more like along the ethics of like a moleskin notebook.
Yeah.
And then you have some this one that you gave to your boss here is it's a little different. It's got like a fold over flap that kind of closes it in the front. Yeah. How many different designs do you guys have?
So currently we have the ones that go with the rubber, and then the one that goes with the strap.
Yep.
And we also have one that goes with the lace.
Okay.
So it depends on the person that buys it.
Okay.
So one of the things I don't know, in near future that we want to do is to have a catalog. So, and then people might be able to choose what type of leather, what kind of lace, and then we can come up with that design.
Yeah.
And so we do have a few options. And that's one of the things we're working on.
That is awesome. How old are you?
I'm 22.
That is damn impressive. You are way ahead of where I was when I was 22. This is very, very impressive. What I mean,
What?
did you always want to start something like this? How did you become so impressive and enterprising?
Okay. Let's see. So freshman, when I joined university, we took an entrepreneurship course, and I never took it seriously. I guess I did. I was inspired, and I had good ideas, but I never thought I would be able to do something like that, because it requires time, dedication, discipline, and I wasn't sure if I was able to put in the work in there, because I'm young. You know what I mean? And at the year, as the years next year, by the end of next year, we were talking, and I thought, man, I'm wasting my time, and I could do I'm able to do things, and I'm not doing them, because I used to paint, and after architecture school, which is a lot of work, I stopped painting. And then on my spare time, I would just be watching serious movies, or you know what I mean. So I had lots of time to waste, and so we talked about it before a year, and we did not do it for a year, and then we said, I think it's about time we started, and we started small, but I enjoy doing it, and that's one of the reasons I do it as well. I don't want to waste my time. You know what I mean? I can do a lot in that time, and it keeps me active. It keeps me creative, and it's a good time to spend. And you really are connected with the things that you do as well. So when I finish up a sketchbook, stitch it and bind it together and put the leather on there. And I always run back to my dad or mom, because we have this space that we work at my house, and we show them, and they're excited. And I go through that process every time. I get excited whenever I finish a product, and and we have a group chat on Telegram, me and my friends, and so whenever we do something, we post on there. We're excited, and so there is a lot of energy, and we're passionate about what we do.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about. So, are you going to go back to Ethiopia and live? Your plan is to live and grow this from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, one of the things is I really want to give back to my country, because it should, we have a lot of ground to cover, I guess, and there are lots of people to give back, and same with the leatherwork and also architecture, my practice. So I want to be, especially even coming here for this internship, it builds me as a person, and even in architecture, in that industry, and when I go back, that adds to my CV, and and I can have more impact.
Well, forget about the CV. I mean, CV is bullshit for the most part, but it adds to your life experience, right? Yeah. So you met Aaron here, and you probably interchanged ideas with him and things like that, and you meet people that you can distribute your product.
Yeah.
So what's interesting to me is that you're going to go back and have a company that has a big impact on your own community in your country.
Yeah.
But you're here and you're absorbing ideas, interchanging ideas with other people, right? So what's interesting to me as somebody who travels, so I travel thousands of miles around the country, around the U.S., interviewing people, and kind of getting to that essence of entrepreneurship, essence of small business, and essence of people that are making a difference in their communities here in the U.S., right? Yeah. What are some of the things that you've picked up here by coming to Santa Fe, to New Mexico, by interacting not only with architecture people, but with craftspeople here, and with entrepreneurs that are Aaron, whose shop we're sitting in right now, is very, very successful in what he's doing. Yeah. And he has a very interesting story that he shared in his podcast with Small Business War Stories. What are some of the things you've picked up here?
Okay. So, even doing leatherwork or showing my products here and back home, it's very different. Here, people are more they're very excited about things that come out. And one of the funny things actually is, before I met Aaron, I went down to Albuquerque to his Line shop, and I was at his shop, and I was seeing his stuff, and I was very amazed. And I even took pictures and stuff. And I was like, man, if I could, have my products in here. And then the next Tuesday, my boss introduces me to Aaron, and Aaron is the guy that owns the shop there.
And by complete coincidence.
Complete coincidence.
Wow. And by the way, Spurline is a solid hour away from here. It's not close here.
Yeah. And so and then when we were talking, he added a lot to my business plan, I guess. Even the other day I came in and he was talking to me about different markets that would love to have the product, and I did not think about that as well. And so there's a lot that I'm learning here, and the equipments that he has, and what instruments he uses to make his product. That also helps me out.
Yeah,
and,
he actually is teaching me how to make a guitar case out of leather.
Whoa.
So I play guitar and I build guitars, so I want to make a guitar carrying bag.
Yeah.
And it's tough. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
It is. But
he's very generous with his knowledge.
Yeah, and people are more open and accepting to creative stuff here, especially Santa Fe. Lots of artwork, and crafts, and to be part of that really makes me grow as a person and make me love the things that I do.
Yeah.
And also, everyone, my friends are very excited back home because the people were, especially when I told them about the comments I got from Aaron, they were very passionate, and they're doing stuff to send me as well some more stuff while I'm here.
Very cool. So and what else have you learned from people here about growing your business and about expanding your reach?
Okay, so I've been here for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I haven't been here for that long.
Sure.
But it's about connections and to be able to know where to sell, and especially also the people I'm staying with, my host parents. Yeah, they have they own Pristina Water, and they have their own business as well, and I see a lot from them. I learn a lot from them. They make sure they go out there and open accounts, and they put a lot of energy in what they do, and they make sure they deliver, and they have one more account by the end of the day, or introduce it to someone else. And so to be bold, to go outside, and to introduce your products to others, and
love it.
Yeah.
What are using some of those things? So you have another 4 months left here?
Yeah.
What are some of the things, your goals for your time here in the U.S. before you go back to Ethiopia?
Okay, so by the time I go back, I want to figure out how I'm able to ship my products from Ethiopia to here, and also it would be nice for me. I want to, because I'm not doing the leathers now, I want to find a way to do the leatherworks here as well, and because I don't want to be disconnected as well for the time I'm here. And also, I have some ideas.
Oh, you mean you want to be able to work on the leather while you're here, but then take back and do it in Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the time I'm here, I want to be able to do some leather work here as well. Okay. And also, I have some plans, ideas that I have that I want to do before I go with involving leather. So those are
what? What are some of your ideas?
So one of the things I was thinking is, maybe producing leather bracelet for events.
Okay.
So maybe for meetings and stuff, or for schools, and so that's one of the things that I would love to do. Okay. And try and see how it goes.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
In the time that you have started this, which hasn't been that long, when did you guys make your first batch of journals?
4 months back. So
4 months ago.
Yeah.
What are an important lesson, the most meaningful lesson to you that you've learned so far? Because I mean, if you're crafting things and if you're having business, it's you're constantly learning, right? Yeah. But what's a lesson that's maybe stuck in your head as something that's important?
Okay, so when we first started, it was hard. When you have to bind that, when you put the leather on the sketchbook, you have to be really careful. And we had no idea about that because we used a different material for the sketchbooks that we already had. Yeah. And so that was tricky. We were not, we did not have accurate angles, and we were kind of messy. And also when we used to cut to do a template, we used, because we did not have a chalk or something different that would easily erase from the leather. So we used a pen to draw on the leather. So when we cut it, there was still some pen on there, and so improving those small mistakes and preparing, making things right. That's because that matters, and so to have a product that you put so much into, and you be careful about everything that you do. So that's one of the things that we've learned.
Very cool. What about from the business perspective? Are there lessons that you learned in starting a business that you wouldn't have thought of before?
Okay, so
for anybody who's thinking about, who's like, wow, this is inspiring, I would like to have an idea, I want to start. What are some of the things that helped you?
Okay, so with the business, let's see. One of the things is we love what we do. So having love for the business that you do, and we started with something that we know. So, we did not go far. We didn't. And so to be able to start a business from things that you can do and you can easily do, and things that you have, you can easily access. That's one of the good places to start, and also to be able to, how do I say this? Sorry, we don't speak English back home, so I'm trying.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Okay, to be able to have like a mission statement, and because that's one of the things that we did when we started. We were like, okay, so we want to do this, but what is it, the thing that we expect at the end of doing this? We do, as a business, you do want the profits and the money as well. But for us, there's something more than that. And to try and figure out why we do the things that we do, that was very important to us. And so that went into the thought. And as far as markets, we were kind of juggling at first. But then we knew that tourists loved our products, and identifying who would love. Especially we never had business training, and so it was a new field for us.
Okay.
Yeah, but trying to find the market to sell, and finding firms to go out and introduce your products, because it's very different. The culture is very different back home.
Okay.
And when you have something, you're scared people might not like it, and so it's to pass that boundary was a rewarding lesson for us as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you mean, the boundary to convince other people to?
Yeah, to tell yourself that I have a product that people would love, and I'm just going to go out there and introduce it.
So you mean the psychology of getting over your own fear?
Exactly.
To go out and say and be confident to say what I have is good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share it.
Yeah. Because you've put in a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah. Beautiful. So where can people find you? You have what's your website?
It's TibebLeatherworks.com.
TibebLeatherworks.com?
Yeah.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
And then you're on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. You have a really inspiring story. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, pal.
And you spending time here on Small Business War Stories.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. It's the first time we've had an Ethiopian guest on the show.
Thank you.
Hopefully not the last. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Small Business War Stories. If you enjoy the show, share it with a friend, or you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or on our blog at blog.proven.com. If you have an idea for us, we'd love to hear it. Please email us at podcast@proven.com. See you next time. Small Business War Stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes.